Hello, and welcome to my professional learning journey. Now, on my first prac placement, I was given charge of 4 separate classes, 3 history and 1 English. As I began the prac, my English class was in the middle of completing an assessment task. They were working on their drafting booklets for a motivational speech that they would have to give about an issue of importance to them. I thought to myself, well, this should be an easy first few weeks. They'll just be sitting there working quietly, while all I need to do is buzz around the room providing feedback. They've only got the booklet to complete, so what teaching do I actually have to do? Boy, was I wrong. You see, I like to think of the teaching profession like an iceberg. My friends and acquaintances would always say, "Oh, teaching, such an easy job with those 8 till 3 hours, and all those holidays." They didn't know about all the extra planning and work that goes on outside of school hours and during holidays, about the extracurricular activities and responsibilities you need to take on to get ahead, about all the hard work and preparation that goes on beneath the surface. Friends and acquaintances would say, "Oh, teaching, you'll be so good at that. You're so good with people. Kids will automatically love you." They didn't know about the knowledge required of different behaviour management theories, of the group dynamics involved in managing 20 plus teenagers of varying levels of maturity, of the way you're supposed to act to maintain control while creating supportive learning environments. They didn't know about the experience, learning, and patience that sits below the shining, smiling, caffeinated teacher, the gleaming tip of the iceberg. Now, I was in for a rude shock my first day of that English class, for I too did not truly see what lay beneath the surface. I assumed the students would quieten down when asked. I assumed they would respect my words straight away. I was wrong. Not only had I failed to grasp a full understanding of the stage of cognitive development the students were at, underestimating their maturity and not tailoring my approach to their cohort, but I had failed to take steps to create a supportive and safe learning environment. I did not establish classroom rules and expectations. I had not put in place any strategies to support their draft work. I left them to their own devices. The lesson went terribly. Following the lesson, I reflected with the support of my supervisor and identified the areas that required improvement. In relation to the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, these primarily were in the domains of professional knowledge and professional practice, being knowing students and how they learn, with the focus area of physical, social, and intellectual development and characteristics of students, and creating and maintaining supportive and safe learning environments. During the lesson that followed this, I adapted my practice to meet these standards. I provided the students with more structure, rules and expectations, spending more time researching behaviour management theories and how to implement them. I spent time attending professional development, gaining an understanding of strategies that can be used to support drafting work. I discussed with my supervisor the specifics of teaching Year 7 English, looking back at the curriculum and other supporting documentation to better understand the role. I gave the students more support in their drafting process, implementing the drafting workshop principle and other techniques. The drafting and speech practice lessons that followed were greatly improved following this reflection and adaptation of my practice. This experience has greatly influenced the values and beliefs I align with teaching English, as I am now a firm believer of researching and learning strategies and activities to be used in class, attending PD, as well as ensuring my practice is tailored to ensure the success of each cohort. I have a solid appreciation for the importance of professional learning and will endeavour to ensure I am constantly engaging with professional learning to keep improving my practice. You see, I myself, like many others, did not see what lay beneath the surface of teaching, what is actually required to make a good teacher. You see, the tip of an iceberg may be all that shows. However, without that large base underneath, the tip would simply topple. A teacher without this firm theoretical and experiential base would topple. Similarly, beginning teachers approaching the profession without being aware of this base could find themselves like the Titanic, sinking. Now, I was fortunate enough to survive my collision with this iceberg, and I am really looking forward to my first year as a beginning teacher. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.